Buongiorno. Today is Mother's Day in the UK and I'm sure in many other parts of the world. And Mrs. Tortellino, who is a mum of three, when I asked her what would you like for Mother's Day, she said lamb. And it is actually quite expensive, so she thought it'd be quite a nice special thing to have.
Yeah.
So I've got a nice joint of lamb. It's a leg and it weighs just over a couple of kilos. I'm going to be cooking with a few herbs, but also it will be an all-in-one meal because I'll be adding some carrots, potatoes, onions and so on. So let's get started and hopefully you will enjoy the recipe. I'll start by making a marinade. I've got some fresh rosemary and I'm going to be adding a level teaspoon equivalent of some fennel seeds, a pinch of rock salt, a pinch of sage, a generous amount of lemon zest.
Wow, that is a generous amount. Wow, why have I not done that? All these years I've been using a grater.
Because you're not Tortellino.
But also, it's much chunkier than maybe you use for cakes.
Yes, it is. A generous amount of black pepper and a couple of juniper berries. I'm going to chop them in half first, otherwise they will be going walkies as I chop everything together. I will be using this marinade for both the potatoes and also for the lamb. So you do want a fair amount of rosemary and you also want it to be as fine as you can get it to.
Could you put it in a blender?
You can, yes, of course, but I think
Maybe
this is
you
fun.
need our chopper thing, you know, our chop thing.
This is more fun though. Pick it up and put it inside a bowl and add a generous amount of olive oil. Get hold of a knife, a paring knife or a sharp knife and do 3 holes. Don't go all the way to the end though, just one way and another. If you get a bone like I did, just go somewhere else. Here. Remove the bottom from 3 cloves of garlic and you can leave the skin on, we'll add a little bit more flavour. And place them inside the holes that you have just made. You might have to push with some strength sometimes, but make sure that it goes all the way.
All the way or halfway?
All the way to the bottom where you've done the hole.
Right.
There you go, there's another one. Oh, that's how much is gone in. Get hold of some fresh rosemary, bend it as tight as you can and put it inside as well and push it all the way. Get hold of some rock salt and put it on top. And also turn it around and do the same at the bottom. In a large roasting tin, large enough to fit your leg of lamb, just put a little olive oil and place the lamb inside it. Get hold of a spoon and pour some of the marinade you just made and cover the entire surface of your joint. I would personally always use your hands to do this job. I have peeled and chopped a few potatoes and as these will be cooking with the lamb, make sure that you do them in big wedges, otherwise they will just disappear to nothing. And place them inside a nice large bowl. I've also peeled 5 carrots and as they are, I will put them inside. I'm not going to chop them. There are 5 of us and I'm leaving them whole because they will need to cook for a long time anyway, but also they will look nice on the plate. I'll be moving on to onions. I'm using red onions as they are sweeter and I love them, but you can also use white onions. These ones are little, so I'm going to be putting them whole. This one, which is a larger one, I will be chopping it into 4 pieces. Try and keep the onion that you're chopping in one piece so that it doesn't go into individual pieces as they will be cooking a long time. Like this. Couple of teaspoons of capers which I have rinsed under water to remove all of the salt. And a little sprinkle of garlic powder, not a lot, but this will add some nice flavour to the potatoes. A little dry white wine, not a lot. And the rest of my marinade. I'm not putting any salt, I will leave that to the end if needed.
Here he goes.
And that often is the case. I think you need to use your hands here.
Maybe you needed a bigger bowl.
And a bigger
We
bowl.
don't have a bigger bowl, is it?
That is as big as the gate in our house. Back to our joint of lamb, and I will be spreading the carrots first so that they are equally spread, and then add the rest. That's why it's important that your roasting tin is quite big, by the way. Before it goes in the oven, I will be adding a little pepper on the very top, and I will be covering the base with a generous amount of dry white wine. Not generous amount, most probably this is the equivalent of half a glass. And it's ready to go in the oven. What I'll do, I'll pop it in 200 degrees for the first 20 minutes to give it a good shock, and then I will let it cook for another hour, maybe hour and a quarter at 160 to 170 degrees. I'll let you know at the end how I get on. See you in a little while. Bye. There it
Listen
is.
to that.
And just out of the oven, exactly as planned, 20 minutes, 200 degrees, and then a further hour and 5 minutes at 170 degrees in a fan oven. If you've got a normal oven, you can turn the temperature up by 10 degrees. First of all, we remove the rosemary.
Not the garlic though, that's going to stay in.
No, not the
Maybe
garlic.
Some lucky person will have that. It smells delicious, it is true.
It's cooked nicely, and also is still moist even if I didn't cover it. And we will be eating this without puddings, no Yorkshire puddings with this one. Here we got some nice bread that we're going to be having with it, and I'll taste some before I serve it, because we are about to go and eat. To die for. I'm not going to say much more than that really, but the lemon actually is quite prominent, and of course the herbs. It's really delicious, really moist, and if you would like to make it, by all means follow this recipe, you will not be disappointed. Ciao ciao, happy Mother's Day to all of the mums of the world, regardless if it's Mother's Day or not in your country, and see you later. Ciao.
Happy Mother's Day.
Hey Alessandro, I think it went down well.
Not too bad.